In the fast-paced world of crypto, one tweet, one transaction, or one upgrade can send the whole system into a frenzy. And right now, the XRP community is buzzing about one of the most astonishing claims in years. Ripple has agreed to burn 5.5 billion XRP that were held in escrow, which would destroy more than half of the token's total supply. If this is accurate, it would be the biggest coin burn in the history of cryptocurrencies. What would that mean? Very big. We're talking about price predictions going up to $50, $75, or even $100 per XRP. But is it true? Or is it just another viral myth based on incomplete information, misread coding, and whale movements? We're going to go over everything in this deep dive. The code that makes the XRPL change, called AMMV2. Some people say that the whale wallets dumped hundreds of millions of XRP into burn addresses, and that the great burn started on July 31st. Let's start with where this narrative came from. It all began with a whisper, a GitHub commit on the XRP ledger that mentioned AM2. An amendment that seems to have complicated logic for automatic market makers, managing liquidity, and, most controversially, an optional escrow override function. Some developers on crypto Twitter say that this provision lets you permanently destroy escrowed XRP if specific criteria are met on the network. Screenshots of the code were shared, with parts that were highlighted indicating logic that linked to burn if the ledger threshold was crossed or a zero-state override. These short clips and big headlines spread swiftly, saying that the XRP ledger had been unlocked to destroy Ripple's huge escrow reserves. This would essentially keep tens of billions of XRP from ever being used, which would make it scarce and maybe start the biggest bullish run in XRP's history. But here's the deal. People often read code wrong. Anyone can change the XRP ledger, but any changes must go through a long voting process by validators. Over a 14-day period, trusted nodes must approve an amendment like AM2 by more than 80%. There has never been a successful consensus vote for an escrow override. Also, AMMV2 is real and does have some great new capabilities for DeFi and market creation, but in its current approved form, it doesn't have any automated trigger to burn Ripple's escrow. Several developers from the XRPL Foundation and RippleX team have spoken up to say that no condition for destroying escrow has been put into effect. That hasn't prevented people from guessing, because something else is going on in the chain, something that has everyone confused. Over the past few weeks, whale monitoring bots have found a number of huge transactions, some of which were more than 100 million XRP, going to wallets that look like they are defunct or not being used. People call these wallets burn addresses because they don't have any outgoing transactions or access keys. They don't do anything other than take coins out of circulation for good. Unchained detectives started to connect these moves to accounts managed by Ripple, guessing that the company was discreetly starting a slow-motion burn to prevent alarm or concerns from regulators. One whale wallet moved more than 500 million XRP in a single day, spreading it up among several inactive addresses. This only made things worse. Ripple hasn't validated any of these transactions, but they are still getting a lot of attention. Some experts say that they're just rebalancing cold storage. Still, some people think these are the first step toward an unofficial supply cut, which is also known as a backdoor burn. What does this signify for the price of XRP? Let's have a look at the facts. XRP's maximum supply is 100 billion. However, about 55 billion of that is now held in escrow. If even half of that is taken away for good, the future supply will be cut in half. When you add in Ripple's developing collaborations with banks in Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East, as well as the fact that XRP is becoming more and more popular as a bridge asset for cross-border payments, you start to get the whole picture. When supply goes down and demand goes up, prices don't simply go up. They go up by a lot. Some of the most aggressive forecasts say that if XRP were to approach Apple's market worth, which is over $3 trillion, the price would settle around $100 per coin. That sounds pretty crazy. But keep in mind that Bitcoin reached that level of market valuation without being used by central banks or governments. XRP isn't just for peer-to-peer transactions. It's going for the heart of the financial system. Even while the possibilities are thrilling, we need to stick to the facts. There is no documented XRP ledger change that automatically burns escrowed currencies as of now. Ripple has not made any official statements about any such burn happening or going to happen. What we have instead is speculation, some of which is based on code, some on wallet activity, and some on the XRP community's strong desire for something big to happen that will make the coin's price skyrocket. And that desire is normal. XRP has been through years of FUD lawsuits, fights with regulators, and delayed adoption. Many early investors are holding bags they bought for 2, 3, or even more. The idea of a dramatic drop in supply that resets the tokenomics and brings XRP back into price discovery is appealing. But to be honest, it's harmful if it's not based in truth. But all this loudness does do one thing: brings XRP back into the spotlight. The media follows when prices change and rumors spread. Retail investors get interested, and institutions pay attention. The talk about a burn, whether it happens or not, adds new attention to XRP's unique place in the world of cryptocurrencies. XRP is different from many other coins that are primarily used for speculation, since it has a clear purpose: to make low-cost international payments right away. That usefulness is becoming more and more important as the world prepares for a digital makeover of its banking system. Central banks are testing CBDCs, banks are looking into blockchain rails, and Ripple is connected to dozens of corridors throughout the world. If a burn happens, whether real or metaphorical, it might be the last thing that starts XRP's next bull run. So what does this mean for us? As honestly as possible, between code and hope, between fact and fear of missing out, the XRP community needs to be on the lookout. Keep an eye on the votes of the validators. Keep an eye on the amendment logs. Look at Ripple's monthly escrow reports. Follow the money. Ask hard questions and ask for honest answers. If a burn of 55 billion XRP does happen, it won't stay concealed for long. Everyone can see the blockchain. Transactions last forever. And the truth always comes out, one way or another. You're one of the few people who own XRP if you've read this far. It's the scholars with diamond hands who look beyond the headlines. And whether the burn is true or just another rumor in the crypto echo chamber, one thing is for sure: rumors alone won't decide XRP's future. Code, consensus, and community will all play a role in shaping it. And now that you're part of that community, you need to be awake, stay informed, and be ready. This video is only for learning and getting knowledge. This is not financial advice. Before making any investing decisions, please do your own research and talk to a financial professional.